Radio, Zen Radio 1206 with replay episodes every 10 a.m. only here on Cool FM. Ang lahat ng drama, ang lahat ng tawanan, musika at anong paman. Magkakasama pa rin tayo mga kalamaw. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang iyong paboritong tambayan. Broadcasting live from TVH Group of Networks. Ang iyong hipilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 11.
Good morning, let's start this guys and make a note. It is now 11:01 a.m. and this is Full News at 11. We will begin with our headlines that we have covered earlier this morning, and let's begin. The Department of Justice on Monday voted to apply the full force of the law in exacting criminal and other legal accountability for the death threats made against President Marcos by his constitutional successor, Vice President Sara Duterte. At the press briefing in Malacanang, Justice Undersecretary Jose Hermogenes addressed that the National Bureau of Investigation would issue a subpoena to allow Duterte to shed light on her remarks that government lawyers considered it an active threat against the country's highest elected official. In the light of recent events, very alarming events, the government is taking action to protect our duly elected president. The premeditated plot to assassinate the president, as declared by the self-confessed mastermind, will now face legal consequences, he said. And we will use all the resources of the government, all law enforcement agents to find out the identity of this assassin, and the legal consequences arising out of this criminal plot will be dealt with the full force of the law, Andres added. Duterte welcomed the possibility of being served a subpoena by the NBI. I would gladly answer whatever questions they may have. At the same time, they should also answer the questions I have for them. We will talk there once the subpoena is there, she said. Andres, National Prosecution Service Head Richard Attorney Paul Delon and National Bureau of Investigation Chief Jimmy Santiago faced the media to announce that the government was taking to task Duterte for remarks about the plot to kill the president. According to Andres, the DOJ is taking action on an active track, quote-unquote, against the president, whether or not such pronouncements are corroborated by the government's intelligence service. It is not for anyone to speak in that matter to disrupt public order by making threats, especially on the life of anyone, more so the life of the chief executive of this country, a duly elected leader of the country, he pointed out. Andres also dismissed Duterte's statement that her pronouncements were taken out of context. We will conduct a fair, true, and comprehensive investigation into her statements, putting them into proper context. But I simply recall that when she answered certain questions and she declared the plot to assassinate the president, she even immediately added, "This is no joke. This is no joke," he said. The DOJ has also taken into account Duterte's previous statements about cutting off the president's head, Andres said. Please understand that if ever this threat of assassination action happens or is accomplished, she is the ultimate beneficiary. So her words have to be taken in the proper context, he said. According to Andres, the DOJ is tapping the government's law enforcement agents to investigate the whereabouts and the identity of the person or persons who may be plotting against the president. He said the DOJ needed to act swiftly on Duterte's allegations by summoning her through a subpoena so that she could clarify her statements that she had contracted a person to carry out the supposed assassination plot. But the officials did not say what specific charges the NBI is set to file against Duterte and her alleged cohorts based on the statements she made hinting about the plot to kill the president, First Lady Lisa Arieta Marcos, and Speaker Martin Romualdez Aldez. Based on our initial study, seduction is a possibility. We are not closing our eyes on other possible criminal offenses, even graver than seduction, Andres said. According to Fernando Delon, the DOJ may also initiate disbarment proceedings against Duterte, who is a lawyer. But grave threats and seduction are obviously being considered, but we are not making that determination now. As I said, due process warrants that every angle should be investigated, Andres added. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group on Monday said it was investigating the facts of the case relating to Duterte's alleged threat against the president. Our focus is whether there is any truth to the claim of a hitman. We are also considering the possibility that this could be a figure of speech or that there might be no hitman at all. This is what we are investigating, and we will include all these possibilities in our assessment, CIDG Chief Brigadier General Nicholas Torre III said in the press briefing at Camp Crame on Monday. Torres said they would create a chronology of events, analyze the possible laws violated, and provide a conclusion recommendations that will be forwarded to the higher ups for the possible filing of charges. The National Security Council, for its part, reiterated that any threat to the life of the president is always considered a national security concern because it puts the country's stability and governance at risk. The NSC, however, did not comment on Duterte's demand for an explanation on why she has not been invited to the council's meetings. In an open letter and statement to National Security Advisor Eduardo on Monday, Duterte expressed displeasure at the NSC statement that her alleged threat against the president was a matter of national security, while threats against her were never considered as a concern for security agencies. Duterte also said that her remark saying that she had contracted an acid against the president was maliciously taken out of logical context. I would like to see a copy of a notice of meeting with proof of service, the list of attendees, photos of the meeting, and the notarized minutes of meeting where the council, where the past are present. Resolve to consider the remarks by a vice president against the president maliciously taken out of logical context as a national security concern, Duterte said. She also wanted to know her father's former military chief to include in the next NSC meeting her request to present it to its members the threats allegedly made against her, the OVP, and all its personnel. Citing Executive Order Number 115 of 1986, which included the Vice President as member of the NSC, Duterte said she could not recall any single notice of meeting since she assumed office on June 30, 2022. Vice President Senator Duterte responded to President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s statement that if an incumbent president can be openly targeted for assassination, what more ordinary citizens by claiming that the Marcoses were behind the assassination of former Senator Nino Aquino Jr. During an unabashed interview on Monday, Duterte was asked about Marcos' assurance that he would fight the vice president's threats against him, the first lady, and House Speaker Martin Romeo Alves. Duterte, in an online briefing over the weekend, said she has already contacted a hitman to assassinate Marcos, House of Representatives Speaker Martin Romeo Alves, and First Lady Ariana Marcos if and when she gets killed. So here is Sarah Duterte's response.
BBM said po na kung ganun po kadali magplano pagpatay sa isang presidente, paano pa kaya sa pangkaraniwan ng mamamayan? Kung ganyan kriminal na pagtatangka, hindi dapat pinapapit ang paas. Yan ay aking papalagaan, sabi ni PBBM.
Oo. 'Di ba? Pumalag na yung buong bayan nung pinatay ng pamilya nila si Benigno Aquino Jr.
Kung sasabihin na raw kayo ng NBI,
I would gladly answer yung gusto nilang mga tanong na ipasagot. Pero dapat sumagot din sila sa mga tanong ko sa kanila. Mag-uusap na lang kami doon pag nandiyan na yung subpoena.
That was Vice President Sara Duterte's response. And before we head into the ad break, here is the updates of fuel prices. All companies on Tuesday jacked up local pump prices by more than 1 peso per liter a week after slashing the prices. Per liter, the prices of gasoline went up by 1.15 pesos, diesel by 1.10 pesos, and kerosene by 80 centavos. As of this reporting, Flying V, Jetty Petroleum, Petrogas, PTT Philippines, Sea-Oil, Shell Pilipinas, and Uni-Oil were scheduled to apply the price hike at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, followed by Caltex a minute later at 6:01 a.m. and Greenfield still lost to adjust its price at 4:01 p.m. It is now 11:09 a.m. as we return with more news headlines right here on koolNews at 11 a.m. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by CFB. Express the freedom of banking. Open your account today at CFB, a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Katips Hot Dog. Amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. Star Wax Floor Wax with waterproof formula. Long-lasting shine. Star Wax Floor Wax. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality. ACS. Venom Power Chit Energy Drink with malunggay. Katips Hot Dog. Amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. And TLX Karaoke. Ang tunay na karaoke ng bayan. Araw-araw ang ating Pasko sa iyong himpilan. Ang inyong tahanan.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Star Wax Wax. Star Wax Wax. Always remember, sa paglinis, pakitawin ang sahig. Mrs. Star Wax Wax. Kitang na to the max.
Star Wax, ang number 1 floor wax. May waterproof formula. Buhusan man ang tubig, balikin tabang sahig.
Star Wax Wax. Kitang na to the max, max, max.
Star Wax Floor Wax, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Land Bank is transforming to serve the nation better. Sa digital innovations, mas napabubuti ang inyong pagbabangko saan man kayo 24/7. We bring financial services and solutions to the unbanked and underserved. Naniniwala ang Land Bank na ang bawat Pilipino ay maaaring mamuhay ng matiwasay at magtagumpay. Together we build a brighter future, from countryside to countrywide. Your future, powered by Land Bank. Land Bank is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and a member of PDIC and BancNet.
Maulan man, no worries na amoy kulob ang damit.
Charm Fabcon. Bangong pumakabloom. Tanggal amoy kulob sa bango ng Charm.
Charm Fabcon with Bloom Fresh technology. Kills 99.9% of kulob-causing bacteria tested. May aroma burst pa of thousands of flowers and berries.
Ang sampay sa loob, no amoy kulob.
Bangong kumakabloom sa Charm.
Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS. Going shopping, so many fits to choose. New look, just dab it, just dab it, shop all out, just dab it, just enjoy vacation, just dab it, just even go all out, just dab it, just dab it, chill out, just dab it, just dab it. Wanna party, wanna dine out, wanna dab it, just dab it, vibe out, just dab it, just dab it, live it up with dab it, hang with BDO with dab it.
BDO is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Para di madaling masira ang ngipin ng pamilya, ngayon pa lang,
Unique toothpaste for brushing every after kumain.
dahil ang unique toothpaste, may Max Protect formula.
Ngipin ay Max Alaga, Max Protectado pa.
Helps stop cavities even before they start, while keeping breath fresh with regular use.
Unique toothpaste for brushing para siguraduhin. Ngipin ay Max Alaga, Max Protectado pa. Unique.
Max Alaga, Max Protectado with unique toothpaste maximum fluoride protection. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Aray! Sakit ng katawan buong araw at work? No worries! Just Patch Salon Pass para maghatid ng direct ingredient penetration, pang mabilisan within 30 minutes at pang matagalang relief na dumidikit hanggang 8 oras. Patch, shoulder, neck, back, body pain, Patch, Salon Pass. Methyl salicylate, menthol, tocopherol acetate. Camphor is a generic name of Salon Pass. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Protection
Yakult!
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult!
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult!
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult!
With proper diet and exercise,
Yakult!
kaya panalo ka dyan.
Good pa tumiman siya. Hello, right for blue. Isang labanan yan. Right for blue.
Pride Bar Blue with powerful stain-away enzymes. Malupit magtanggal ng dumit mancha pero di masakit sa kamay.
Good pa tumiman siya. Hello, right for blue. Isang labanan yan.
As tested ang cotton and polycotton. Sa mancha, malupit. Sa kamay mo, mabait. Pride Bar Blue, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS. We crave fudgy. Fudgy bar ang gusto ko.
Now you have a healthier choice. Introducing the new Dunkin' plant-based donuts with 3 flavors to choose from: mango tart, mango cereal, and nuts, coconut crunch. Try it now. Available at selected Dunkin' stores nationwide at 50 pesos each.
Sa panahon ngayon, ikaw ba'y sigurado? Ikaw ba'y protektado? Ang pamilya ay i-shield mo. Laban sa bakterya, i-shield mo. Laban ng pating virus, i-shield mo.
Shield Bath Soap. Patay ang 99.9% of bacteria and virus tested. Believe ang mga eksperto sa Philippine Nurses Association.
Sa sakit protektado, i-shield mo. Pamilya protektado, i-shield mo.
Shield Bath Soap, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified, world's quality.
ACS.
Worried about ponytail dents, tangles, and frizz? Use Sunsilk Smooth and Manageable every day for 5 times smoother, fragrant hair versus non-conditioning shampoo. Para
Araw-araw ang ating Pasko sa iyong himpilan, ang inyong tahanan.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Welcome back to Movies at Look. Let's continue with our headlines. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has denied claims of a surge in the number of motorcycles for hire in Metro Manila, saying the figure has not increased over the past 3 years. The LTFRB did not increase the number of MC taxis in the National Capital Region. It was pegged at 45,000 3 years ago, and it now stands at 45,000. All the allegations are false and misleading, LTFRB Chair Teofilo Diaz II said in a statement on Monday. It was responding to the allegation of Boy Vargas, president of the Alliance of Transport Operators and Drivers Association of the Philippines, that they monitored a significant increase in the number of MC taxis. The Philippines' exports are slowly losing their competitiveness at a time the government's aggressive infrastructure program is bloating the country's import bill, resulting in a worsening trade imbalance that can put pressure on the peso, ANC research said. In a commentary, ANC said the Philippines trade deficit, which happens when a country spends more to pay for its imports than it earns from export sales, has been widening since April, with the September gap being the largest in 20 months at $5.1 billion. The bank attributed this to stagnating exports at the time the government is pursuing an aggressive infrastructure push, which boosts imports by heightened purchases of construction materials from abroad. ANC said the Philippines' share in world exports has been declining since 2017, with monthly receipts having been remarkably static at a little over $6 billion. This declining competitiveness, the bank explained, had been particularly pronounced for electronics, the country's top export product, and semiconductors. This contrasts with the performance of electronics exports of its regional peers such as Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan, ANC said. Though other non-electronics part exports, including food products, metals, and capital equipment, have fared better, they have been unable to compensate for the weakness in the electronics sector, it added. ANC, it said, exports growth would unlikely taper off in the near future as the ongoing rate-cutting cycle of the central bank powers up domestic demand. Overall, this outlook portends greater divergence between exports and imports and an elevated trade deficit by implication, the bank said. As it is, a large trade deficit may represent large dollar outflows that could weigh on the peso, which revisited the record low 59 last week amid rising geopolitical tensions and uncertainties in the United States. The good news is that stable growth in remittance and moderate increase in receipts from key dollar engines like earnings of the IDBPO and tourism sectors have partly offset the losses from having a wide trade gap, ANC said. Nevertheless, ANC said the trade imbalance would likely worsen as the government looks to sustain a high infrastructure spending to supercharge economic growth. The government intends to continue prioritizing infrastructure spending, with further reductions in the policy rate. The overall depreciation pressure on the peso is unlikely to wane, it said. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. arrived in the United Arab Emirates on Tuesday morning. One of Marcos' agenda in his one-day visit to the UAE is meeting its president, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The plane carrying Marcos and former Interior Secretary Benhar Abbas Jr. landed at 6:02 a.m. In an early statement, the palace said Marcos has assigned Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remula, and Agri and Reform Secretary Colorado Estrella III as caretakers of the country while he is overseas. Investors hunted for bargains after the stock exchange declined for 2 days straight, prompting the Philippine Stock Exchange Index to return to 6,800 territory on Monday. The benchmark PSEI rose by 1.03% or 69.87 points to close at 6,850, while broader all shares index climbed by 0.62% or 23.53 points to settle at 3,811.74. Phil Sachs in Financial Incorporated senior research analyst said the positive cues from Wall Street's performance last Friday also helped the Indy market's rise. Dow Jones, S&P, and Nasdaq were up 0.97%, 0.25%, and 0.60% respectively. All subsectors were in the green. Services and holding firms indices were the top gainers with 0.0806% and 1.84% respectively. Over 701.26 million shares valued at 9.98 billion pesos were traded. Winners led losers 94 to 91, while 64 issues were unchanged. The most actively traded shares were that of BDO Union Bank Incorporated, which fell by 0.1% to 151.70 pesos each. This was followed by Bank of the Philippine Islands, down 2.38% to 131.10 pesos. International Container Terminal Services Incorporated, up 4.53% to 415 pesos. SM Investments Corporation, down 0.11% to 882 pesos. Manuel Electrico, up 2.22% to 496.80 pesos. And Alien Land Incorporated, down 0.23% to 29.90 pesos. Other active names were SM Prime Holdings, up 0.36% to 27.60 pesos. PLDT Incorporated, down 3.70% to 1,300 pesos. Metropolitan Bank and Trustco, up 3.53% to 79.20 pesos. And Central Pacific Food Incorporated, up 0.61% to 41,050 pesos. And in the bid to control the sale and distribution of uncertified consumer products online, the Department of Trade and Industry plans to require e-sellers to first register with them. This is part of greater government efforts to further regulate the country's booming e-sector in the name of consumer protection. The DTI will hold a two-day public consultation starting today, November 26th, to get feedback on the draft department administrative order that will institutionalize this requirement of prior registration for those selling consumer products that require government certification, such as appliances and consumer electronics. To control, mitigate, and prevent the proliferation, circulation, distribution, or new or sale of uncertified consumer products, the DTI is establishing a registration system for online margins and e-retailers of consumer products under mandatory certification to further protect consumers and promote the right to safety, the DTI said in a draft order. The proposed business regulation covers online merchants and e-retailers engaged in business in the Philippines, as well as blending consumer products under mandatory certification of the Bureau of Philippine Standards. However, the proposal will not cover consumer products that are already regulated by other government agencies, such as well as online merchants and e-retailers of second-hand or used consumer products. The registration is scheduled to be done in phases depending on the type of consumer products. The start of registration for online sellers of household appliances and consumer electronics will be 90 days after the effectivity of the order. The plan is to have online merchants selling lighting and wine devices, as well as steel products, plastic pipes, ceramic products, cement, and other construction materials start registering by May 2025. Meanwhile, e-retailers of chemical products and automotive-related products have the planned start of registration in September 2025. The DTI sent in a draft order that online merchants and e-retailers who will refuse to register their online business with the DTI will be issued a notice of suspension of online operation until the registration is done. The certificate of online registration of the registered online merchant or e-retailer found to be selling uncertified products shall automatically be cancelled, the government agency added. The DTI plans to give a transitionary period of 45 days for online merchants and e-retailers to comply with the registration requirements. As we head over to international headlines, U.S. President Joe Biden will attend Donald Trump's inauguration in January, the White House said Monday, calling it a commitment to our democratic values despite Trump skipping Biden's own swearing in. Then President Trump refused to attend Biden's inauguration in 2021 after falsely claiming his election win was fraudulent and whipping up a mob of supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol. The president promised that he would attend the inauguration of whoever won the election, Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates told reporters flying with Biden on Air Force One. He and the First Lady are going to honor that promise and attend the inauguration. Bates added he views that as an important demonstration of commitment to our democratic values and to honoring the will of the people as we continue to provide an orderly and effective transition. Despite repeatedly describing Trump as a threat to democracy during the 2024 campaign, Democrat Biden has made a point of providing Trump with the smooth transition that the Republican denied him. Biden invited President-elect Trump to the White House the week after the November 5 vote, in which Trump beat Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris to win a historic comeback. Biden, 82, dropped his own bid for a second term in July and endorsed Harris after a disastrous debate performance against Trump triggered fears among Democrats about his age and mental acuity. And a British man has said his son has been captured by Russian forces while fighting in Ukraine after unconfirmed reports that a foreign fighter have been detained. Scott Anderson, 41, told the Daily Mail that he had been contacted about his 22-year-old son James Scott raised Anderson's detention by his European commander. A video shared by pro-Kremlin channels on Telegram over the weekend showed a man appearing to have his hands tied and identifying himself as James Anderson. The man said he joined the European army after being dismissed from the British Army in 2023. He was reportedly taken prisoner in the Russian border region of Kusak. The video could not be independently verified. The Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office in London said it was supporting the family of a British man following reports of his detention. Anderson's father from Banbury in southern England said his son went to fight in Ukraine 8 months ago despite his family telling him not to. He had been working as a signalman. His father said he was sent the video. I was in complete shock and in tears. I could see straight away it was him. He was quoted as saying, "He looks frightened, scared, and worried." British government travel advised world citizens not to travel to UK to fight or to assist others engaged in the war, and that anyone who does so could be prosecuted under UK law. It is now 11:29 a.m. and that is it for koolNews at 11. As always, we will return later for the latest news headlines at 12 noon with koolNews at noon. And you can leave us your comments, suggestions, and feedback at tvhthephilippines.news@gmail.com. Coming up next on Cool FM is Working with Tiffany Ang and Girl Tan. Once again, my name is Cairo. Good morning.